Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Press Box. Brian Carson here with my co-host Kenny B, the Varner. What's up, Kenny?
Not much, not much. Just getting ready to get crunch time here with the playoffs and the different
Playoffs?
postseason. Yeah,
Playoff?
and forgetting about the Super Bowl and stuff like that. My
That,
pick was kind of out there, but yours was right on.
yeah, it was, but I'll tell you what, that was a heck of a Super Bowl, wasn't it?
It was. It was. That was.
That's the kind you like to see. You and I, you go back like I do. Do you remember like a lot of times in the 70s and the 80s, they were blowouts.
Oh yeah.
You'd wait for the game and it was like destruction by one team over another, you know?
Right, and most of them were by the Denver Broncos before they started to win in the '90s, the '80s and the '70s for the Broncos. Man, you got them in the Super Bowl. You're bound to have a game that's gonna hit like 55-13 or 14.
Yeah, I remember that one. I remember that one with the Skins and Doug Williams, and it's like Denver scored first,
Hmm.
and then it's just like, ooh, all right, going to be a good game, and then the Redskins put up 51.
Yeah, and before you knew it, it was over. It was.
Yeah, it was disgusting. It was a terrible Super Bowl.
But I got to admit, I watched every play of that Super Bowl this year, and that's the first time since the Steelers played against the Green Bay that I've actually sit through the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really good Super Bowl. Not as good as the year before. Us, not as good as 56 because
Mhm.
the team that won, but I mean, it was worth it, and I liked most of all. I liked James Bradbury because the Eagles fans were like furious, and in the press conference, Bradbury said, "Yeah, I held him.
Yeah, that definitely shows some class on his part,
You better believe it."
and I like the coach too. Sirianni said that one play doesn't, um, he wasn't looking at that. He was looking at the game in general. So kudos to him too. They could have easily complained about the late flag because I see why some people complain because the whole game they weren't calling any of that, and then in the crucial part of the game they throw a flag, which the Kansas City was going to score regardless. But it
It would
just
have
kind of
given the Eagles more time
right, right,
than what they had.
and the way
I
Hurts.
agree. I agree. It was a ticky tack call, but
Hmm.
I was just really impressed with Bradbury going, "Yeah, I held him. I was just hoping the refs would ignore it."
Hmm.
But he was off the jersey real quick. But
Hmm.
I guess on one hand, it was ticky tack. On the other one, if you're a ref, you got to call it if it's a penalty.
Right, and the refs did a good job. Kudos to them. Where most of the storyline wasn't about them, and the announcing crew was finally one where you didn't have any complaints about them as well. They had it right down the line. With
Right.
Greg Olson and I forget who the other guy was, but they did a great job. It was a whole.
Yeah, I agree with you on all those parts. I think the one thing that um, I like what Sirianni said because that play didn't make the game.
Right.
Philadelphia was up by 10 at halftime.
Hmm.
And the way they played all year, there's no way they should have given up that lead.
Exactly. And what happened to the defense that came in? They were of supposedly one of the best, and I guess give it like you said before last week, give Andy Reid a week to plan and look out.
Yeah, but there's the difference in the game nobody's talking about. Yes, Patrick Mahomes with the high ankle sprain was awesome, but that offensive line of the Chiefs won the game
Hmm. Most
because
definitely.
the Eagles were a sack machine all year long, and Mahomes had. I mean, he was pressured sometimes, but for the most part, he was back there in the pocket tossing away.
Oh yeah.
And and another biggie was Pacheco, the way he ran.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, they're the champs, but
Mhm.
it was a good Super Bowl.
It was, and I'm happy for Andy Reid gets another one, and finally gets the recognition he's long deserved. They're talking now. He's a Hall of Fame coach. and could be one of the best ever.
Oh, he was. I mean, because he came up short. He took the Eagles to 5 straight championship games.
Mm-hmm.
My God. Now, I know Eagles fans don't like that. He's 3-0 against them lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
But that's okay. Everybody enjoy it. Chiefs getting there. Chiefs winning. Eagles getting there. Rams will be healthy next year.
And the Steelers will be more mature with Kenny Pickett at the helm.
Rams are healthy. Nobody's giving them any chance, which is fantastic to me. Sean McVay all of a sudden didn't stop learning how to coach.
Mm-hmm.
He's taken them to 2 Super Bowls in 6 years. So we'll be fine.
Yeah.
But hey, let's get to what we're here to talk about, eh?
All right. Sure.
We are going to talk about playoffs.
Yes.
High school playoffs. Postseason.
Yes.
And if I'm not mistaken, we were talking before we went on, the District 6 basketball brackets will be released tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
But you have a heads up on who is in. So we're going to start in single A, and I doubt St. Joseph's. We're going to start girls. I doubt they entered, did they, at 0-17?
No, they are not one.
Okay.
That'll be moving on. They're still trying to find some leadership there, but this year wasn't their year, but there's always next year.
Now, we've got nobody in our coverage area, I believe, girls that's double A. Am I right?
Right.
Triple. We come to Penns Valley in the district basketball rankings are 5th at 12-10. Bald Eagles 8th at 9-13. And the Mounties PO is 11th at 5-17.
Mm-hmm.
Did they all go in, or did Phillipsburg go? Nope.
Well, I know Penns Valley girls are definitely heading there. They're looking pretty good. They're coached by Terrence Green, and they've set their schedule up this year where they're playing a lot of bigger teams, and they look to make some noise there. Coming in at 8-6 in the Mountain League. The PO girls, they're one of those that could be on the fence. It all depends on the athletic director and coach on what they want to do. So probably won't know until.
So they don't have a system like Mifflin County where you have to be 500 overall or in the conference or against District 6. Right. Theirs is up to the AD.
Mm-hmm. I believe so.
What about the Eagles of Bald Eagle area?
I'm not sure about them as well. I don't think they're heading there. They're another one.
They're 9-13, like I said, and they're ranked 8th in the girls' AAA rankings.
So they might just catch on, as you know, and it depends on how far the bracket goes. I
wish we could give you updates, but like I said, they are not releasing the pairings and the brackets until tomorrow.
Right, and I'd have to say they're one of my teams that are sitting on the fence. Could go either way.
Okay, and just so since we have a local team in there, Westmont is the number 1 seed. Westmont Hilltop, their girls are 21-1. Actually, the top 3 are all out in the West. Forest Hills is 2, and River Valley is 3. And if you're confused about River Valley, that's a merger between Blairsville and Salzburg high schools. They are now River Valley. Sounds like a Western movie.
It does. That does.
The River Valley. In Quad A, we have Juniata is ranked 2nd at 11-11. Johnstown's the number 1 ranked. They're ahead a little bit on points, but they're both 11-11. So that's one where the Indians have a chance to win that district.
Most definitely. Now they have to turn around. They've hit some hard times here in the recent weeks. They need to turn things around quick if they want to make some noise. But yeah, they started off hot, and like I said, they kind of fell in some losing losing games here over the last couple weeks, and they lost the semis, the TBL semis yesterday to a tough Millersburg team. So hopefully Coach Foss can get things turned around and get them headed in the right direction.
Yeah, and if they go, there's only 4 teams in 4A, Quad A. So even without the brackets, we know if all the teams go in, Juniata will take on Penn Cambria, 10 and 12. They would probably be the 3rd seed, and the winner of that would move on into the finals. So definitely winnable games here for the Indians in District 6.
And that would also probably mean that Juniata would host a playoff game. So
yes,
that'd be great to have the home crowd there supporting their girls.
Absolutely. 5A, I don't know about Bellefonte. They're 4 and 18.
No, they had to win at least one game last week, and they had 3, and there was a couple close ones, but I don't think they're gonna move on. Even though they made a late turn, winning 3 out of 4 games before that week. So I think they won't be advancing.
The one thing that caught my eye, though, in 5A, Hollidaysburg is 22 and 0.
Oh my Lord! I've watched them a couple times.
I was going to ask you because I had some people tell me that they are legitimate state champion contenders.
They are the real deal. I mean, they totally they beat Bellefonte and Bald Eagle very handily, and I believe last night they beat Mifflin.
They beat Mifflin County, yeah.
So that team, if it doesn't make the state championship game, that'll be a burned season for them because they should make it at least that far.
I don't have state rankings in front of me, but I'd like to see where they have them. But yeah, the Lady Golden Tigers are legit. At least that's what I'm hearing. And you got to be, even if your schedule isn't like they play out in Whippio or whatever, it's still when you're 22 and 0.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I don't think any game was close that they played. I think they usually had each team buried by the time halftime came. And that's no disrespect to the teams that they played. It's just that they're that darn good.
Well, good luck to them. It would be cool seeing a District 6 team win it.
It definitely would be. Yeah.
All right, 6A. This we know even without seeing the brackets. Mifflin County's the number 2 seed, 13 and 9.
Mm-hmm.
They will take on the Little Lady Lions of State College, 10 and 12, the 3rd seed. There's only 3 teams in 6A. With the winner, Mifflin County will host that game. With the winner getting Altoona, the number 1 seed, 14 and 8. And I know you've seen both Mifflin County and State College. Mm-hmm. Your thoughts on those teams and that game?
Boy, that's one of those like rivalry games, that you never know. You can throw out the records, all those cliches like that. But when it comes down to it, I think that Mifflin County will come out on top. Give Aaron Gingrich some time to plan and get ready for a game. I like the odds. The State College girls, they lost as well yesterday, and so neither team are coming in with a real hot record, but I mean not a hot record, but a hot streak.
Yeah.
So, but I you got Marissa Gingrich. I mean, I like my chances.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and then they'll play out. Whoever wins that will play Altoona for the title. So, should be good matchup there at 6A.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's switch over to the boys now in single A. St. Joseph's Catholic Academy is 3rd in the district ranking, 16 and 6. And then we have Belleville Mennonite 11th, 5 and 9. Number 1 in single A is Portage. They are 21 and 1. So I don't know. Is Belleville Mennonite BMS going to go, or We know St. Joe's is being number 3.
Right. I think Belleville Mennonites also another team that'll be on the fence. I'm not sure if they're going to pick up the postseason or not, which I think they should, because it'd be nice to have them back in the postseason and give the younger kids a reward for their efforts this year, and get some of the younger players some postseason experience to jump into next season with.
Have you covered St. Joe's?
St. Joe's is another team that you got to really watch out for. Very impressive, very fast, very talented. They played Greenwood yesterday in the TVL semifinals, but they went up against Kent Hauser and the Greenwood Wildcats. So Kent's
Good
been
old Kent.
winning the TVL for he had Lord knows how many championships he's won. And they just fell a little short. But I think St. Joe's will be ready and to make some noise.
All right. We don't have anybody in AA girls, but triple A girls, we have Bald Eagle area is ranked 5th in the district, 13-9. Phillipsburg Osceola is 9th at 9-12. And Penns Valley is 12th at 3-18. Not good for the Penns Valley boys. Number 1 in the district is in AAA is Bishop Guilfoyle. They're 19-3. So talk to me about. I assume Penns Valley isn't going to go. So talk to me about Bald Eagle and maybe if Phillipsburg goes in.
Phillipsburg's coached by TJ Anderson. They have a tradition there as the last couple of years of winning the big games and being a tough out. Trying to remember their one. They have a lot of younger kids this year compared to years past. But there's another coach that you give some time to get ready for the second season, and he'll have his team primed and ready to go.
And you told me Bald Eagle, Cam Watkins, really good football player. I guess he's pretty good in basketball too.
Yeah, he takes that physical presence to the basketball court, and he's also very, very graceful in his moves.
Sounds like me. See, I completely stopped you. You were like, what? What? You make great moves?
You got me.
Yeah, the only great move I make is to the bathroom. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Bald Eagle this year, they come off a year where it's their best season in 10 years. So you got players like Trey Green, Cam Watkins, and give me a second here. I'm pulling up their info here, my little cheat sheet. We should be playing that music now. The duck.
Oh yeah, Walking the Ducks.
Walking the duck.
Let me see. I'll have you here feeding the ducks. I mean, while you're getting ready for that.
Okay, here we go.
Do your rundown with feeding the ducks going.
All right. You have the floor leader, Cahale Burns. Very, very good at doing the steal thing for them. Chase Thompson's one of their big scorers as well. Cam Watkins we talked about. Some others that may go under the radar are Blaze Angelotti and Tyler Sturb. They can get scoring real quick, but they're not known as the real big guys to watch out for. And that's pretty much it. You have Kieran Jadon coming off the bench, as well as Ryan Regal and Caden Burns, all good defensive players, and helped lead the Eagles to their best record in 10 years. So
Nice.
yeah,
We move to Quad A. We have Juniata ranked third, 9-13. Number one is Central, 21-1. There's only 4 teams. So if they're all in,
Mhm.
we would have Greater Johnstown hosting Juniata. That would be a toughie for the Indians to, if they got to go to Johnstown to play them.
That would be it'd be a long trip for them, and but anything can happen. That's what you got to like about the postseason. A lot of times, team that is just kind of floating along, not really getting hot while the season ends, they could get hot in the playoffs and make a heck of a run. And you got a veteran coach um, there of Al Ream, and you got scoring power in Caleb Smith, and you never can count these Indians out. Jasper Shep, you talked about him
For
on the
football, yeah.
football team. Yeah, he's a pretty good hooper too. He can hit from 3-point line or behind the 3-point line, and very spunky when he goes
And the
defense.
kid's only a freshman.
Mm-hmm. A lot of good basketball talent there, and him. And yeah,
Moving on to 5A, Belfont is ranked third, 11-10.
mm-hmm.
Number one seed is Central Mountain, 20-2, and that shocks me. I admit I haven't covered or followed basketball in a while, but when I was actively covering it, Central Mountain was the team you looked on your schedule and went, "Oh, good, we can get a win there."
Yeah,
And now I see they're 20-2.
I know that's a head scratcher to me too, because working with the Lock Haven Express in years past, I've covered a lot of their games, and they were just like you said, they haven't they weren't able to gel, and a lot of times came out with a losing record at the end of the season, but this year they've really turned it around, and got a lot of talented kids, a lot of upperclassmen, a lot of vets. So does it surprise me? No, but if you look at their records in years past, it is kind of, if you stand out from it, it looks kind of head scratching.
And tell me a little bit about the Red Raiders.
Okay, that's a team that I've actually covered quite a bit this year. Seen their ups and downs. They came into the season. They lost a lot of veterans from last year, and Coach Rick Hall has been putting together quite the team this year. They're led by Cole Chrisman, center, but he is also a 3-point threat. He's about 6'3", 6'4", but has a pretty jump shot from beyond the arc. They have a tough defense. They can turn it on and turn it off. They have a good press that they've been able to use, and have won a lot of close games here towards the end of the season, which bodes well if they happen to get in that situation in the postseason. They're kind of used to just sticking with their game plan, and those kids don't seem to be phased. I covered them, I believe, Monday, and they were down by 12 points at halftime, and couldn't do anything right. Only scored 12 points. It was 24-12. And they came out the second half, which they usually come out strong. And Chrisman alone in the first couple minutes helped put them back up, and they ended up winning the game 48-38 against, I believe it was Jersey Shore. So
Nice.
it was an impressive win, to say the least. So
Let's move on. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say that's one of those teams that have started out slow. They just got over the 500 mark, and actually they're playing Jersey Shore tonight in their last game of the season. So I can't remember who they played. I've covered so many different games here as of late. They're all just kind of rolling together right now. But that's the team to keep an eye on because they're warming up, and if they can get off to a hot start early, they could be a possible underdog going through the playoffs.
Cool. All right, 6A. Mifflin County's 3-19. They are not going.
Right.
So that means we already know the district final.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be State College 20-2 against Altoona 8-13 in the District 6A finals. I'm going to use my incredible basketball knowledge and predict that State College wins the district title.
Yeah, I'd say that too, unless State College, fails to show up or has to forfeit the game or something.
Well, it could happen. They're like 16, 17-year-old high school kids.
Well, that's true. But no, I don't see that happening. Senior Braden Shrewsbury has just impressed so many people this year, and averaging 17 points a game. He's a senior. He's been leading the team in scoring, and underneath all that, they also have a mid-pen crown now to show off, and there's one of those teams too that if they don't make it to the Final Four or even the championship game, it would have been a lost year. Very talented group of kids.
Nice. Anything else to add to the basketball roundup?
Just that a team to watch here in District 4 is the East Juniata boys. They are heading to the TVL
I
title
forgot
game.
about 4.
Yeah.
Sorry, EJ, I forgot you.
They have had a really good season, kind of quiet season, great record, but you don't hear a lot about them. But to get into the TVL title game, if they can top off a win against Kent Hauser and Greenwood, how great would that be to go into the playoffs with that under your belt?
Oh, you better believe it.
So
you better believe it.
Definitely keep your eye on that team. They've got they're one of those that they don't have a really super standout, but they have a lot of great players that play as a team, and that's what you're looking for this time of year.
Cool. All right, that does it for our Press Box Playoff District 6 and 4 basketball roundup, and now we will turn our attention to wrestling.
Nice.
The oldest sport on planet Earth. It's true.
Was that the first Olympic sport?
Yep. It's even in the Bible. Was it Jacob? God wrestled Jacob?
Yeah.
Imagine God is your opponent.
Oh man.
how you gonna win that match? All right. We're gonna start in AA. We have locals. We have 6 kids that are seeded number 1 in the district tournament. 25 teams in AA District 6. And for some crazy asinine reason, they're doing AA and AAA together in Altoona. I'm glad our AA kids, are in Altoona, and the regionals in AA are going to be in Altoona instead of going all the way down to Indiana, Pennsylvania, and they used to go down to Cannonsburg. But AA wrestling, 6 guys seeded number 1, 25 teams there, but wrestling them at the same time. When 8:30 in the morning, we will start I believe it's a consolation round, or a 4th round for AA, and we'll have the quarterfinals in 6 AAA, which will be quick. There's only 6 teams in District 6 AAA. To be honest, District 6 is really going down. And I'm worried. I'm worried that eventually they might make them, go into another district for wrestling. But for right now, 6 teams in it. But Double A, 25 teams. Can you imagine, Kenny Varner, the parking in Altoona, and any wrestling fans, parents, whatever, listening, know how bad parking is in Altoona. And now you're going to have both Double and Triple A together. I'll let that sink in. Good luck finding a parking spot. Now, media, even media, it's going to be tough. They have a special place for us, but you've got all these schools coming with buses. The media could be like screwed too.
Well, I know whenever I'm heading to it, I'm leaving at 5 o'clock in the morning. I think not taking any chances. I
think that's what you got to do. You at least got to get out of Mifflin County by, I think, at least by 5:30 if you want to have a seat. I mean, not a seat, a parking spot.
Yeah, that's just half the battle. Then, like you said, finding a seat, that's going to be.
Oh, yeah, even for the media, I could imagine. Maybe not so much radio, because there's hardly ever any radio, and I know that because I do it. But print for Double A, there's going to be a ton of print journalists. And trying to take, you know how it works. The print is up to near the door, and the radio is down. They're going to try to take radio spots, and we're going to have to kick their butt if they try. But so, Double A, just go through this real quick. Okay. Here is the number 1 seeds. Look at that, Kenny. I made a slide. At 121, Lucas Fye of Bald Eagle area. 127, Cohen Baney of Bald Eagle area. 133, Colton Shunk, Penns Valley. I believe that's Baylor Shunk. Baylor Shunk's brother, right? Shunk?
I'm not sure.
Because he's at Penn State, Shunk is.
Yes, actually, yeah. He just graduated here last year.
And Taylor Smith, Juniata, number 1 seed at 139. Congratulations, Taylor. Ty Watson, 152 for Penns Valley. And Caleb Close, Bald Eagle area, 172, number 1. So it's pretty cool what stands out here. Bald Eagle area and Penns Valley, 2 big Double A powers this year. Between them, have 5 of our 6 local number 1 seeds. They're good. Nice. You've covered them, right? You've covered these guys.
Yep.
So I'm looking at it, and we'll start from our local guy. I'm looking at the brackets right in front of me. And Phi, number 1 seed. Number 2 seed is Logan Rumberger of Tyrone. He's a sophomore. The number 3 seed is Gideon Bracken, sophomore from United, pretty good wrestler. And I'm just giving top 4 seeds. And the 4th seed is Isaiah Sholkowski of Forest Hills. And looking at that bracket, it's Phi and a breeze. I'm going to call it. He's not going to be challenged at 121. I'm putting pressure on him.
Well, I think that he'll get a run if he runs up against the United wrestler. Oh my God!
Yeah, I think the Bracken kid is going to beat Rumberger. Rumberger's the 2nd seed, but I think Bracken's going to beat him. I think the finals are going to be Phi and Bracken from United. Who knows?
Yeah, you know.
Just my opinion. I'm allowed to say it. All right. We'll go into 127. Cohen Baney, number 1. He's going to American next year. American University to wrestle. That is in Washington, D.C. And number 2 seed is Jasek Hess of Mount Union, just a freshman. The 3rd seed is Landon Dunsmore of Huntington. And the 4th seed is Ben Gusky of Phillipsburg. If the name's familiar, Gusky was the quarterback, correct, Mr. Varner?
Yes, that's correct.
For the Mounties?
Mm-hmm.
A running quarterback, but a quarterback nonetheless. That here is, Baney's a multiple state place winner. That's another one. I think Baney's going to cruise in this, in this weight class. And I don't think he'll get Hess at all. That's another one. I think the 3rd seed. I think Dunsmore's going in from Huntington. He'll destroy Dunsmore in the finals. But I'm picking really bold stuff, aren't I?
You are, yeah. You're going out there.
Yeah, I'm putting pressure on these poor young guys. But 133, Colton Shunk, the junior. He is the number 1 seed, as we said, from Penns Valley. He's got the number 2 seed is Hunter Forcellini of Forest Hills. The 3rd seed is Camden Stewart of Marion Center. And the 4th seed is another PO boy, Nate Fleck of the Mounties. This is, I really will admit this, is a wide open weight. Mm-hmm. A wide open weight. Any of those guys that I mentioned could win this thing. I guess I'll take Shunk. I'll predict it, but it's not as I'm not as definite as I am with Phi and Baney.
Yeah.
So I don't want Penns Valley people getting pissed off. It's nothing against him. It's just a wide open weight class. 139, Taylor Smith, a local senior, 28-4, number 1 seed. Lucas Walk of Tyrone is the number 2 seed. The number 3 seed is Liam Cornetto, Marion Center, tough wrestler, Cornetto. And then a name Kenny's familiar with. The 4th seed is Noah Weaver of Bellefonte. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you, I like Taylor in this. It's a shame. I know you probably know this, Kenny, in case people don't. Casey Smith, Taylor's brother, is out for the year. Mm-hmm. And it ended his career. And it's a shame. The kid was 19-1, went to states last year, and he had 98 career wins.
Yeah, that's got to be painful.
Yeah.
And that close.
And he's done. So his brother's motivated for himself and for Casey. I like him in this weight class. He's already met Lucas Walk and defeated him of Tyrone. So that's the number 2 seed. I'm going to go with Taylor Smith in that one. Not too bold, am I, taking these number 1 seeds? But they're number 1 for a reason.
Exactly.
Number 1 at 152, the man-child, Ty Watson. Football 1,000-yard rusher. Mm-hmm. Wrestler, 28-4, 6th in the state a year ago. He's the number 1 seed. Marcus Gable of PO, another solid wrestler, is the 2nd seed. Devin Grubb of Huntington is the 3rd seed. And Jeffrey Pfeiffer, Jeffrey, of Bald Eagle area is the 4th seed. So you're talking about 3 of the top 4 seeds are Center County boys. But, man, you'd be nuts not to go with Watson in this.
No, exactly.
You're nuts.
Yeah.
A returning state placer who keeps getting better and better. Mm-hmm. 28-4. Yeah, he's the guy. Mm-hmm. And then 172, a guy I really noticed last year, Caleb Close of Bald Eagle, just a sophomore. He placed 5th a year ago, 31-3 this year. He's number 1 at 172. Kyle Scott of Tyrone is the 2nd seed. 172, a guy out this year. Wait, why am I hearing myself come back through? Did you hear that?
Yeah, that was odd.
I heard me again.
Huh.
That's wild. Instant replay on Carson's voice.
It must have been so good it retracted and started.
I had to hear it again. That freaked me out, man. So guess it's the stream thing. Maybe it's slow.
Mm.
Like I said, Kyle Scott of Tyrone is a freshman. He's the second seed. Third seed, Tommy Cohenauer of Southern Huntington. He was a state qualifier a year ago. And the fourth seed is Logan Fulmer of West Branch. Close, easy, dominates this weight class. Dominates it. I think he's going to have a tougher matchup in the quarters than he will in the semis. He gets Harrison Mumma of Juniata, and Harrison's really improved. 23-8 this year for the Indians. But this is no way anybody else but Caleb Close is winning that weight. Now watch, I probably just jinxed him forever. But just to let everybody know, to be fair, even our non-District 6 people, we have at 107, Kerry Walls of Tyrone's the number 1 seed. Jacob Sombronsky of United is 2. Mason Beatty of Mount Union is 3. And Caleb Hummel of PO is 4. I'm going to go with Sombronsky in this of United. The second seed. 114, Landon Bainey, West Branch, 1. Joseph Garshnick, United, 2. Good freshman, 32-3. I think his dad, if I'm not mistaken, is Eli Garshnick, who was a state placer for United. Then third seed, Jack Darlington of Penns Valley, and the 4th, Alex Gladfelder of Huntington. Got to go with Bainey in this, state placer. Really good wrestler. Have you ever seen him? Have you?
I'm not sure.
We already talked about our guys at 21, 27, 33, 39. 45, Trent Hoover of Penn Cambria is the number 1 seed. Gage Heilbrunn of Marion Center is 2. Dustin Flynn of Forest Hills is 3. Gage Long of Bellefonte is the 4th seed. That there, you talk about a wide open weight.
Mm-hmm.
There's a wide open weight. Just like I said with Shunk at 33. I'm going to go with Hoover, though, at 45. We already did Watson at 52. 160, Zeke Dubler of Glendale is number 1. Finally a senior. So it's like Dubler's been there for like 56 years now. Now, Andrew McMonigal of Huntington is 2. Third is Andrew Weaver of Tyrone. And 4th is Austin McCloskey of Penn Cambria. I'm going to go with Mr. Dubler. He has the experience, and he's placed at states. We already did 72. Should be fun here at AA. 89, Josh Ryan of Mount Union is number 1. If he sounds familiar, Jake Ryan a couple of years ago, his brother was second in the state for the Trojans. Josh is a sophomore, 30-8. Britton Spangle of Glendale is number 2 seed. Number 3 is Braden Oravech of Penn Cambria. And number 5 is Chase Stukall of River Valley. This one here, seriously, the most wide open one. Just toss a coin. Toss a coin. I don't know. I really don't. I don't about this weight. Ryan's number 1 seed, but sophomores, can get a little loopy in tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go with him because he's the number 1 seed. But all right, 215, Carter Quick of Central Cambria, number 1. Mason Raymond, Penn Cambria, number 2. Number 3 is Colin Brungart of Penns Valley. Number 4 is Mitchell Hart of Southern Huntington. Quick in this one, 22-2 senior.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's his to lose. And the big boys, heavy, Gunnar Singleton. Huntington, number 1. You got to love it when you're a heavyweight named Gunnar. You better be good or you're going to be made fun of. Number 2 is Daniel Williams of Glendale, a freshman. How many freshman 285s do you see, buddy?
Not too many. Not too many. At all.
Not too many, and he's 32-6.
Jeez.
Yeah. Third seed is Braden Ewing of Tyrone. Fourth seed, Brad Miller of River Valley. This one's easy. Gunner, he might even pin his way through. State place winner last year. He's ranked, I believe, second or third in the state. That's his weight right there. Team-wise, it's going to be like it was in districts, I believe. United, Bald Eagle, Huntington, Penns Valley will be the contenders. Let's go to AAA.
Okay.
Only 6 teams. God, I miss AAA. You know when I first started covering AAA, Kenny? That was back in 1992. There was like 14 teams in AAA.
Wow.
Now there's 6. AAA was a 2-day tournament like AA. Now you can get through it in a Saturday. We have Mifflin County, Mifflin County, State College, Central Mountain, Altoona, Hollidaysburg, and Johnstown. And let's be brutally honest. If anybody from these places is listening, I apologize. But Hollidaysburg, Johnstown, and Altoona suck. They do. Altoona has 3 kids that are good. Caleb Basic, Braden Weaver, and Luke Sipes. This is basically a Central Mountain win with Mifflin County and State College battling for second. All right, but here's the top seeds from our area. 7 of them. For the Huskies, 121, Hunter Johnson. State College, 127, Hayden Cunningham. 139, Pearson Manville, State College. 145, Asher Cunningham, State College. 160, Deacon Schaefer, Mifflin County. 172, Carter Weaverling, State College. 285, Nick Pavlechko. I forgot to put State College. Do you notice a theme here? 4 State College kids and 2 Mifflin County kids are seeded number 1. And then you got 5 State College, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 and 2 Mifflin County. We've got I know Krupka, we'll go through it. A Hollidaysburg kid is seeded number 1. And then I think the rest, Altoona has Sipes and Weaver, and then the rest are Central Mountain. But we'll go through that, but we'll start in our guys first. Does that sound good to you?
Sounds good.
121. This is the easiest one to call. Can you say Hunter Johnson, Hunter Johnson, Hunter Johnson, Hunter Johnson? He will win a District 6 championship, and he will cruise. Sad to say, only 4 kids at 121, and he takes on 4 seed Corey Williams, who's 9-7. And that's the only other kid with a winning record besides Johnson. Coach at State College is 4-14. Philip Sarbo of Altoona is 7-13. Hunter Johnson 16-2. Kenny, even though you're not a wrestling guy, who do you think's gonna win that weight?
Oh, I wonder.
The only thing I'm worried about is Hunter. You know, he has that history of shoulder problems. That's the only thing that could derail him. He's number 1 in the district. He's number 2 in the regionals behind Cale Nasdio of Williamsport, who's going to Penn State. So we got 127 now. The oldest Cunningham brother, Hayden Cunningham, the senior, he is the number 1 seed. Caleb Fazik of Altoona is the 3rd seed. Is the 2nd seed. 3rd seed's Camden Everly of the Huskies, and 4th is Carnell Noon of Central Mountain. There's 2 other guys, but I'm only giving the top 4. I actually think Everly has a chance against Phasic, but Hayden Cunningham's going to win the thing.
Yeah.
A senior, former state qualifier as a freshman. He was hurt sophomore and junior. He's finally healthy this season, and it's just he's so seasoned. You know, he's been at King of the Mountain. He's been at Powerade and all these tournaments, so that helps. And then we got 139, the most exciting weight to look at. Pearson Manville, returning state champion, number 1 seed. Number 2 seed, Dalton Perry, Central Mountain, returning state champion. State champ against state champ, and they already met in the finals of King of the Mountain. It was 2-1 Manville in overtime. Yes. Number 3 seed is Lucas Sheets of the Huskies, and 4th is Jorge Morales of Greater Johnstown. This one is going to be freaking good. Manville is so good at riding, it's unreal. Perry's going to try to avoid it. And I don't know, it's hard. It's not taking anything away from Manville, but it's hard to beat a kid like Perry twice. So I'm going to take Perry in that. Sorry, State College. 160, Deacon Schaefer, Mifflin County Jr. He is the number 1 seed. Number 2 is Gino Serafini of Central Mountain. Number 3 is Mitchell Baroner of Hollidaysburg. And 4th is Elijah Gibson of Johnstown. This one is the Deacon. Mr. Schaefer, not only did he rush for 1,000 yards in football this year, he's going to be a District 6 champion.
Can't beat that.
Yep, his only competition is Serafini, and Serafini has no offense. Serafini's one of those guys that'll try to hang around and maybe wait for you to do something stupid at the end. He's a counter wrestler completely. No offense most of the time. If Deacon comes out, is aggressive in that, he'll beat him. He'll beat him good.
Nice.
Deacon Schaefer, champ. I said it first. All right. What we at now in our number 1 seeds?
170.
Our local Carter Weaverling. There's only 4 kids at this weight. Only the top 3 go in AAA. I should have said that. It used to be top 4, but since we only have 6 teams now, only the top 3 go on to regionals. So that 3rd place match is big time now. Before, all you had to do is get there. Now you got to win it. So we got Carter Weaverling of State College, number 1 seed. Number 2 is Avery Arndt of Mifflin County. Number 3 is Jacob Weaver of Central Mountain. And 4th is Matthew Riccio of Altoona. This is a toss-up. I mean, it's Weaverling and Arndt. It is a toss-up between these 2. Weaverling has got the experience. He's a senior. Avery's a sophomore. And it could go any way. It's a coin flip. But since I am picking, I'll give it to Weaverling only because he's a senior and has that experience. All right. Next, we have 285, Mr. Nick Pavlechko. He is a junior, ranked number 2 in the state. First number 1 seed in the districts. Braden Blackwell of Central Mountain is 2. Peyton Kearns of Mifflin County is 3. And 4th seed is Wyatt Maines of Hollidaysburg. This one is easy. Pavlechko will pin his way to victory. Pin. Simple as that. And what's sad is with the 16, you only have to win 2 matches, and you're a District 6 champion. That's it.
Wow.
I think even you and I can have a chance at 2 wins. But now we'll finish up here and go back to the guys that aren't, just so we let everybody know where some of our other kids are who aren't number one seeds. 107, number one seed is Braden Weaver of Altoona. Number 2 is Colin Bauman of Central Mountain. Number 3 is Logan Krupka of Hollidaysburg. And 4th is Mason Sanderson of State College. Weaver will win that weight. Number 1 at 114, Carson Krupka of Hollidaysburg. Number 1 seed. Number 2, Nick Irwin of Altoona. Number 3, Stiers Odin of Mifflin County. 4th, Jagger Pardo, Central Mountain. And I'm going to mention 5th. There's only 5 kids since he's local. Nicholas Barina of State College is the 5th seed. This is the weakest weight in the tournament. Without a doubt. Not that anything against these kids, but you ready for this, Kenny?
Mm-hmm.
Krupka's the number 1 seed, and his record is 12-18.
Oh, wow. So it's definitely up for grabs.
Yes, it is up for grabs, but I'm going to go with Krupka because he's beaten. Him and Irwin have actually met 3 times, and he's 2-1 against Irwin, the 2nd seed. But I'm telling you, we wrestle tougher competition than Hollidaysburg and Altoona. And even though he's only 7-16, watch out for Stiers Odin. He could do it. We went over 21. We went over 20. 133, only 4 kids in it. Luke Simcox, Central Mountain, ranked 3rd in the state. Multiple-time state place winner. He is number 1 seed. Number 2, Blake Allmiller of Mifflin County. 3, Jacob Campbell, State College. 4, Mason Schenk, Hollidaysburg. It'll be Simcox. Allmiller's going to get to the finals and he'll qualify for regionals, but Simcox is a beast. He's a hammer, you know, and he'll win it. We only talked about 39, 45, 52. Luke Sipes of Altoona, number 1 seed. Number 2, Parker Kearns of Mifflin County. Number 3, Braylon Corder of Central Mountain. 4th is Aiden Schenk of Hollidaysburg. I'll tell you what, Sipes is the favorite. He's ranked 5th in the state, but Kearns is ranked 12th. These guys met at Ultimate Warrior. Sipes pinned him, but guess what, Kenny? He pinned him in overtime.
Oh, wow.
He took him down, and I think Kearns, it was overtime, so he already lost, was just dejected, and he gave up, and the referee called it a fall. But they went into overtime. So you got Sipes 33-3 and Kearns 27-4. Kearns definitely, he was decent last year, but the most improved wrestler on Mifflin County's team. That could go either way.
You think that could be a little bit of a revenge factor too for Kearns?
Yes, I think Kearns is definitely going to be fired up for it. He should be. If he isn't, I don't know. But that one, I really can't take right now. I can't. That's a toss-up. But, I'm a homer. I'll do it anyway. I'm going to take Kearns. I go for our local boys. We did 72. 89. Number 1 seed is Central Mountain's Rocco Serafini. Number 2 is Marquand Tissinger of Greater Johnstown. 3 is Evan Boos of Altoona. The 4th seed is Gavin Mickey of Mifflin County. And there's only 5. The 5th seed is local Adam Bell of State College. This one's Serafini easy. 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 He's 30-11, ranked 11th in the state, and the 2nd seed Tissinger is 12-8.
Wow.
And he's the only other one in the bracket with a winning record. Finally, 215, my wife would love this name, Giovanni Tarantella. Central Mountain. He is the number 1 seed at only 14-14.
Wow.
Number 2 seed, Truett Davis, the freshman from Mifflin County. He's 13-13. So you got 2 500 guys. The 3rd seed is Raleigh Hoover of Hollidaysburg. The 5th seed is Michael Riccio of Altoona. And the 6th seed is Lucas Anderson of State College. Tarantella and Davis met once with Tarantella winning. And this is another toss-up. Another toss-up. Somebody could catch somebody or whatever.
Mhm.
Out of the two, if I'm forced to make a choice, the only reason I'll take Tarantella is because Davis is only a freshman.
Mhm.
And even though there's only like 6 kids in the weight, being a freshman, you have them. It's the district championships. You have nerves.
Right.
That's it. Team race, like I said, Mifflin County and State College will fight for second. Central Mountain will win it.
Mm.
Then after that, we go to regionals. The next week, Altoona for Northwest Regional AAA. The week after that, March 4th and 5th, is the AA regionals.
Mm.
They're in Altoona this year instead of, thank God for that, instead of Indiana, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
They are in. But Mifflin County, I'm just giving some local stuff.
Mhm.
If they hang on to their seeds, they don't have a 7-pounder. 11 of their 12 kids, if they hold their seed, will go to regionals.
That's impressive. That would be impressive.
Yeah, and I think Central Mountain's the same way, and State College has like 9 or 10 that would go.
Mm.
As I said, those 3 teams are going to dominate.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what I got for wrestling.
All right.
I think we did a thorough job of wrestling and basketball.
I think so, too. Wow.
Districts. We got a like from Doug Schaefer, and geez, Doug, you could have given me a love. I just predicted your kid would be a district champ. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Mm.
But yeah, it should be fun. It's districts. Yes. The parking, though, is going to be atrocious.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing you can do about that. Gonna have to flash your media badge, Kenny.
Oh, yeah.
Let me the hell in. I'll use the guilt trip if I go. If I go, I'll use the guilt trip. You can't deny a guy with a wheelchair a parking spot. I need to be by the elevator. You know there's an elevator in the parking lot.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's how I get in now.
Oh.
I get the special treatment down to the elevator. Could you see a chair going down the hill?
Oh, heck no.
That would scare the hell out of me.
Oh, man. I wouldn't want to be the one pushing you. Yeah.
I'm talking about the electric one.
Mm.
If somebody's pushing me, I know they'd let me go. Here you are, you prick. No, but I know you're going to be there. It's still up in the air for us. Big Louie may or may not do it. I'll find out more tomorrow. And we'll see. Hopefully we can. I told you about my infection in my eyes again. I hope that doesn't get bad. Otherwise, I'll be there. I'll try to be there.
Yeah, that's got to clear up. You got to get out. People are missing you.
Yeah, I was telling you, well, thank you, even though it's only you missing me. I was telling you before the show, I've covered every district for the last 30 years. If I can't make it, this would be the first time in 30 years that I didn't cover districts. That would suck.
That would.
But I am doing a write-up for the Sentinel, whether I go or not. But hey, hopefully I can go.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll see. But that's it, man. A lot of playoffs now. Good stuff. I know, Kenny, you're going to be everywhere. Basketball, wrestling. I don't know how you do it, buddy. I'd collapse.
Oh, I try. I just I don't have time to collapse, so I just keep going.
But boy, I don't know how you do it. I would like to get out. Honestly, I'd like to get out and cover stuff again. I'm fighting with my insurance company to get me an electric wheelchair
I hope they do.
because I don't want people pushing me. I'm like they said, we can get you a wheelchair that's somebody has to push. And I said, my wife is 5'2", 130.
Mm.
Have you ever seen me? She's not going to push me.
Mm.
But I'd like to have if I had an electric one, I'd start coming. I'd love to get out again in the spring with a scorebook and cover a baseball game
Mm-hmm.
or a softball game, just to be outside and that.
Yeah. It hasn't been the same since you stopped, that's for sure.
Well, aren't you nice? I'll give you that 20 later. But hey, you never know. We'll see.
Yeah.
So where are you going to be? I know districts on Saturday, but anything Thursday and Friday?
Actually, I'm taking 2 days off.
Woo!
As soon as we get off the air here, I got to jet on over to the indoor track meet.
Why didn't you tell me?
Huh?
Why didn't you tell me beforehand? I've gone over our time.
Oh no, that's fine. I live 5 minutes away.
Oh, okay.
So I'm good.
So indoor track, who's that? Is it?
Mifflin County.
Oh, it's Mifflin County. Scotty Gantz.
Yep, Mifflin County doing it for the Sentinel.
And this is their last meet, isn't it? Before state.
Yeah, before state. So I already got a call from them asking me where I was at, and I had to let them know I'm on a podcast. But I'll be
tell them you're talking to Carson. Just wait your turn.
So yeah.
Do you know anybody before I let you go who's going to be? Do we have anybody from Mifflin County that's qualified for state?
That I don't know. I think there were a couple that were close. I think
Josiah, you would think.
Josiah Seckler, I believe, is close in the long jump. I believe, and we have another Mifflin County kid. I can't think of his name right now.
Could you see if they did pull the javelin indoors?
Oh,
because that's Joe. Yeah, everybody knows Josiah state champion in the javelin last year. Kill somebody.
Is it Jaden King? Is the other?
Oh yeah, Jaden King.
So we got a lot of good runners, and but I think Jaden and Josiah will be two that maybe qualify for states.
We'll have to get Gantz on here then when indoor states come up.
Yeah, that'll be coming here in a couple weeks.
Yeah, the week of indoor states. We'll see if he can come on.
Okay.
But hey, thanks for hanging out with us, everybody. Any final words, Mr. B?
I got a couple shout outs here quick. First shout out is the Mifflin County Girls Junior High varsity team. Wound up a successful campaign, losing only 2 games, and I think they were 14-2. So good job for them.
Yes.
Congratulations to Mifflin Juniata Special Olympian Zach Van Horn. Qualifies for state competition in bowling with the first place at sectionals recently.
The Zach Attack.
Yes, he is going for gold at state. So
nice.
Congratulations to him.
When's that?
That I'll have to get with him. I'm not sure. I believe it's here in March sometime. They usually do it in like March 26th in that time frame. So congrats, Zach. And another congratulation goes out to the Bellefonte cheerleaders. They were at Nationals in Florida this past weekend, captured 18th place.
Wow.
Here's a name that we're all familiar with. Shout out to Bowling Green's Kylie Cubison. She and her teammates in the distance medley relay team ran the 4th fastest time in school history at 11:42:53. She's taken her game up to the college level, and she's still kicking butt. So congratulations, Kylie. And as well, congratulations to the Bellefonte Majorettes for capturing a state title. And that is it for the shout-outs.
Nice, buddy. I want to give a shout-out. I usually don't do shout-outs. I'm going to give a shout-out to my wife.
There you go.
Yesterday, Valentine's Day, it was our 31st anniversary.
Oh, congratulations. Nice.
How in the hell she's put up with me for 31 years, I have no clue. She deserves a gold medal. That's my shout out.
Nice. Okay.
All right, everybody, that's going to wrap it up for the press box tonight. We went over again, Kenny. We have so much fun. We don't realize what
Yep.
we're doing.
Time flies. I love it.
And I want to thank Doug Schaefer for the like. Any thumbs up we can get. It's cool.
Yep.
Like us, people. All right, that's going to wrap it up for the press box. We'll be back again next Wednesday at 7:30 for Kenny Varner. I'm Brian Carson. Thanks for listening, everybody. Have a good weekend. Good luck to all our wrestlers and basketball teams. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.